still winter, and I'm still sitting here. That was like the dumbest intro ever. All right, so I have a lot of things I'm working on. It's actually a decent winter day, so I've got the tortoises out, and it's really important on these winter days, if you have the ability, let them outside, let them get some of that natural sunlight. Right now the sulcatas are running around, they're eating some grass. The yellowfoot and red-footed tortoises are kind of exploring, soaking in some water, and overall just a nice day. Got this little guy hanging out. I'm cutting up some boards to fix a falling fence over there. And this guy's keeping an eye on all that stuff. How are you doing? Look like you're doing fine. Carry on, sir. Got this girl hanging out. She always enjoys the aquascape pond. Every time I let her out, the first thing she does is come for a soak in this spot right here. And it really is the way it tapers out. This little area here just tapers out, a nice easy climb for them. They can kind of come in and out, soak in the water, fresh, clean water, and it does really, really well for them. So let's see if I can find the Redfoot. He wandered off somewhere. But starting to have more plants take hold. This guy here is new. Growing up, all this stuff growing up in between the rocks. Pretty stoked on that. Little fishes, all kinds of stuff around here. Here we go. So this is the area where the water runs off when it rains, and so you get like this kind of little puddle here, and Bumpy has kind of come and found a place to get some water. So it's kind of funny, he actually prefers this, whereas the yellowfoot prefers the actual stream, so he's kind of a character. Hey, let's check this tub, see if we can find a Blandings turtle. I know there's should be 3 of them in here. Let's see if we can find some. Gotta be one in here. There we go, that's a Blandings. Such cool turtles. They have a little bit of a hinged plastron like a box turtle, and then spots like a spotted turtle. Super, super cold tolerant. These guys do really, really well in temperate areas. And they're actually, I believe, endangered or threatened in most of their range. So they lose a lot of habitat. I mean, the places where they live are constantly being cleared out or filled in. They live in those wetlands kind of in the Midwest and up north. And just beautiful, awesome turtles. Very similar to like a chicken turtle we have here in the South, but they just, sadly, a lot of times those habitats are where people want to be, and they end up kind of being pushed around because of that. So even a yellowfoot tortoise that is native to South America will actually enjoy coming out on days like today. I mean, it's only about 55 degrees today. Maybe a little higher than that, but once they hit the sun, they really warm up to, you know, at least 70 degrees. If I were to use a temperature gun, she'd probably be about mid-70s. So she does fine. She's able to get in that water and do quite well. And it's essential, really, in my opinion. If you have the ability during the winter and you get nice days, just let them all out. Let as much stuff that you have inside out as you can. It really just gives them a nice little boost. And they just, you know, they do so much better. And, you know, see, she's such a character. She'll come, you know, walking right up to me. Yellowfoot tortoises are a little bit more shy than redfoot. Redfoot tortoises have a tendency to be more outgoing, and the yellowfoot quite a bit shyer, but, you know, she knows me, and, you know, I've had her for probably about 13 or 14 years now, and she just does really well. Just such a fantastic tortoise. She likes getting a little scratch here and there. Alright, so while I do some work, I'm going to kind of leave the GoPro sitting around filming some turtles and tortoises and give you guys just kind of some stuff to look at on a pretty pleasant February day. You're really interested in that, aren't you? Go this way. Overhead is a helicopter, and in front of you is an elongated tortoise. This is a species from Southeast Asia. You might have seen these in my Thailand videos. This one I actually found in a pet store, kind of in suboptimal conditions, and you know, I definitely need to use air quotes when I say I saved it, because in reality, if you're buying a turtle from a pet store that's not caring for them, you're still kind of supporting, you know, the circle of them, you know, doing the same thing. But at any rate, elongated tortoises are fantastic pet tortoises. They don't get large. They're very similar in care to a Redfoot or a Yellowfoot, but they stay on the smaller side, so they would be about the same size as like a cherry head Redfoot tortoise, which, you know, a maximum size on one of those might be 13, 14 inches, but most of them average much smaller than that. Most of the elongated tortoises, I don't know if I've seen one over 12 inches. And I've seen kind of a bunch of them. Anybody that maybe has seen larger ones, leave it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about that. But these guys are actually also fairly cold tolerant because they do live in some of the mountainous areas in Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and so they can handle some cooler temperatures, and they love rain. When it rains, their nose turns bright pink and they get real excited, and they spend most of the daytime kind of hiding out. But today, because I have it outside, it's a nicer day, it's getting out and it's just enjoying munching on some of these grasses and little leafy greens that are out here. And I just love this tortoise. I really wish I could have more of these guys. They're just so personable and, you know, just very mellow. I mean, that is about as mellow as a tortoise gets. Just doesn't really ever argue with anybody, kind of keeps to itself, and just a real pleasant tortoise. I love this guy. This is my mountain tortoise, and I'm sure you've seen it before on the channel. Her name is Butthole because she has no tail. She just simply has a hole where the tail should be. So it's a kind of a congenital birth defect, and doesn't affect her at all. Whenever she needs to use it, it just comes right out, and pretty good deal. But this is just, you know, the mountain tortoises are really intelligent. They're also very, very primitive. Pretty much the dinosaur of the tortoises. And she's really personable. She's gonna come over and investigate my red vans, because she's like, oh, red, that's a color that's delicious. But she has put on some size over the last few years and is really starting to get big. These guys are a Asian giant tortoise, so they do get really big and really impressive. And then the females do something that's really interesting, and they actually construct a nest like a crocodilian. Another thing about them is they will eat a lot of meat. So I actually will mix in occasionally some of the Missouri croc diet, just to give this tortoise some of the desire that it has for meat. But I've seen her try and catch little birds and little chipmunks and stuff when they get in the enclosure. They're real characters, and just an awesome tortoise. Now this is the Asian black mountain tortoise. The way you tell the difference is by looking at the plastral scutes, and the black mountain tortoise has these two here and they meet. In the brown mountain tortoise, these two scutes on the pectorals don't meet in the center. Right here you can see no tail on this tortoise. All right, so right now even my smallest cherry head is in this little tub. I have it uncovered because I'm actually just kind of working overall in this area today, but because I have it out here and I can keep an eye on it, you know, why not give it some direct sunlight? It just makes this tortoise so much happier. They just get so much out of the sun. The sun is kind of the all-seeing, all-knowing, all-powerful turtle and tortoise and reptile supercharger in the sky. It does everything that they need. It can improve their health, improve their digestion, I mean, you'll see it in their colors. They'll just get more vibrant once they've been housed outdoors. So what I plan on doing for this one is creating, right now, this tub right here, this isn't even the tub that it normally stays in. This is just an extra tub I have for bringing it outside. But what we're gonna do is create a little small tortoise habitat with a locking lid, and I'll actually do a how-to video on that. And this way you too can bring your small tortoise outside and feel safe about it. I love this little dude. Got this guy when I went and visited my friend Charlie. Charlie has amazing cherry heads, and I was really excited to be able to bring this guy back with me from that trip. And it's just been a fantastic tortoise the entire time. And you know, getting that Redfoot personality is really starting to come out the longer I have it, and it's just a really awesome animal, growing smooth and pretty, and gonna let it enjoy some of the sun and keep on working. All right, so when I talk about bringing your reptiles outside, I mean bring them all outside. I let my bull snake come outside, and he enjoys the warm weather. He enjoys the warm weather just as much as the turtles and tortoises do. So I let him explore around the aquascape pond, and he loves basking on the rocks, getting in the water, kind of sticking his nose in all the cracks. But I have to follow along pretty closely and make sure that he doesn't actually slip behind something that I can't get him back out of. But it just makes this, it's so much more enriching for him to be able to explore and to get out of the house for a while and just enjoy, you know, getting to be a snake and getting to stretch out and enjoy sun and smelling all kinds of different smells. I mean, it's just so much more enriching for him to be able to do all those things and to be able to behave like a real wild snake. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. It's kind of all over the place, but you know, it was a busy day here. I still have a lot of work I need to finish. So what I'm gonna do is send you guys out on some shots of underneath the water in some of the ponds and see what the turtles are doing that live in the water this time of year. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, I'll see you. Sometimes I try to do this and there's like police sirens and everything else going on. It's so annoying if you want to film a video. Still waiting.